Hey guys, Gaslighter Magic here, and it's time for more spoilers. You know they were never dead. It's like a vampire. Except that's a bad example, because all the vampires are dead. I assume. I don't know. I'm basing it off of 2 cards. I honestly hope they go extinct. I hate vampires anywhere and everywhere. So we're moving on to the commander cards, and there are 35 unique ones, even though the card numbers say 38. I don't know. Nothing about the way that Wizards does products makes any sense anymore. In fact, 7 of these commander cards, including like this first one, Breathkeeper Seraph, allegedly can only be in the set boosters. Or these 7 are in the set boosters, but are also found in the commander deck lists? Or not? Why were they separate? Why were they spoiled a week apart from each other? Why doesn't Wizards ever answer all of our questions? Why don't they ever put all the information in one stupid freaking website instead of making us chase them around on 5 different social media platforms? And the answer is because you're just going to buy the singles that you want for Commander from your favorite single seller anyway, so even they don't give a crap where any of these cards are from. So if you haven't read it yet, Flying in Soul Bond, that's right, the thing that they should have brought back into Standard. So, it's a 4/4 for 6, double white because of course, and as long as Breathkeeper Seraph is paired with another creature, soul bonded, they mean, in case you're not familiar with how soul bond works, it's called paired, it's in the reminder text there. But yeah, each of those creatures has, when this creature dies, you may return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. Well, that's not in the spirit of soul bond, to put it lightly, but, you gotta step everything up for Commander. And yeah, that took it up a notch. Now, I'd almost say it's bad that this is just, it's a flying 4/4 for 6. That's it. And an Angel Tribal, okay. So the only way to get rid of these 2 creatures is to get rid of these 2 creatures simultaneously. Or darn close to it. So yeah, very, very neat effect. Next up, we've got Imperious Mindbreaker. It's a 3-cost double blue because, of course, Human Wizard 1/4 with Soul Bond. As long as Imperious Mindbreaker is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, when this creature attacks, each opponent mills cards equal to its toughness. Holy crap, I mean, a mill deck in Commander, I've heard of it, but it's almost like a meme at this point. But this would have some bite right here. If you could swing free for a couple turns, their whole library's gone. With the assistance of other cards, but I mean, it's Commander. You could just play like Traumatize. Forced Fruition, never heard of it. Not even a direct mill card. Not even a good idea, in my opinion, but yeah. Next up, Doomweaver, a 1/8 for 6 double black. Fine, I'll stop saying it. And this, of course, is Soul Bond. As long as Doomweaver is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, when this creature dies, draw cards equal to its power. And the power on this is obviously 1. But would that make it a lightning rod for a kill spell? Absolutely not. And in case you aren't familiar, you can Soul Bond this with anything else. Not just other creatures with Soul Bond, so you don't have to play like a Soul Bond deck. So next up, Mirage Phalanx. It's a 6-cost double red 4/4 human soldier with Soul Bond, and as long as Mirage Phalanx is paired with another creature, each of them gains, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Holy crap. Except it has haste and loses Soul Bond. Exile it at the end of combat, so you just duplicate both of them and hit them twice and then they go away. That could be very, very powerful. So next up, Hollowhenge Overlord. It's a 6-cost 4/4. I guess they really like that. Green wolf here with flash, and at the beginning of your upkeep, for each creature you control that's a wolf or werewolf, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. That is completely batshit insane, but so is Commander. And I shouldn't even evaluate these saying, that's the new most amazing power card in Commander. No, that's trash is probably a better one. Because no matter what I say, there's going to be 5 people that say, no, actually, the card's completely weak. And then 5 more people that say, no, the card's amazing. It's crazy. Look, your play group has a list of things they're willing to tolerate. And I guarantee that mine is different than yours is different than someone else's. Everybody that I've ever played with in my local area, we just play for fun. We just do wacky, crazy stuff and weird spells and the weirdest, most obscure Commander deck we can put together and just dumb troll cards and funny jokes and memes and crap. If you're just trying to run each other over, just go play competitive Commander on MTGO. Because what's the point? And might I remind you, there are Commander decks that can win on turn 2. They violate the spirit of Commander completely because they just do an infinite combo, and even though it's 99 plus 1 singleton, you win with the same card combo every time. That's the opposite of it plays differently every time. That's actually it playing the same every time. I don't know if you noticed. So that's not even Commander. You're an asshole and your play group is insane and probably hates you. Just thought I'd break the news to you. So, if I say, oh my god, this is completely overpowered and unacceptable, yeah, for my play group, it would be. If you're like, no, this is fine, I would totally put this in my deck. Yeah, you probably play for prizes at F&M and everybody's running overpowered shit. Dropping, 10k on your decks and just, you're all a bunch of absolute scumbags, in my opinion. Get a life, start playing casual for fun, and stop rooting Commander for everyone else. Thanks. Any more comments about you're wrong about the power level of that card will by default be deleted. So next up, Thundering Mightmare. Okay, 5 cost 3/3 with Soul Bond, and as long as it's paired, each of those creatures has, whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Oh my god. Can you even imagine if that was in Standard? Next up, Umbrous Fear Manifest. It's a mythic legendary creature nightmare horror. Hello. 5 cost blue black 1/1, and it gets +1/+1 for each card your opponents own in exile. That's weirdly specific, but okay. It's either going to be Eldrazi or Foretell or something else weird. I guess Flashback, but whenever Umbrous or another nightmare or horror enters battlefield under your control, target opponent exiles cards from the top of the library until they exile a land card. So right off the bat, bare minimum, it kind of randomizes the power and toughness on this thing. So I'm sure this has a very specific use. I can't imagine somebody be stupid enough to run this as their commander, but who knows? I mean, do you have a way to give it haste with equipment and then you have a way to exile a lot of the other person's cards? Sure. I mean, you exile their whole graveyard once. There you go. But it would have to be awfully late game, which is risky. So now we're getting off of the ones that just the title says they're from the set boosters, and then at the bottom left it says VOC. Make of that whatever you will. So, first up in the, I guess, other list of unique stuff that's from the same number set. Okay. We got Spectral Arcanist. It's 4 cost 3/2 with flying, Spirit Wizard, and when it enters the battlefield, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of spirits you control from a graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put in a graveyard, exile it instead. So free casting with enough extra steps to make it fair, which means nobody is going to run it in Commander. Next up, Occult Epiphany. It's a rare, not that that means anything, because it isn't a rare. Every card is printed at exactly a prevalence of 1. But anyway, it's blue plus X, and instant draw X cards, then discard X cards. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying for each card type among cards discarded this way. Kind of roundabout, but I mean, it's flexible, so it's a good card. Next up, Haunting Imitation. 3 cost sorcery, blue. Each player reveals the top card of their library. Nice. For each creature card revealed that way, create a token that's a copy of that card except it's a 1/1. Oh, you could hit hard with this potentially. It's a spirit in addition to its other types, and it has flying. If no creature cards were revealed this way, return it to hand. So you get a second shot at it. This is actually kind of neat. I don't like that you can keep it past the start of turn, but blue just doesn't typically do haste. By the way, I should mention, a lot of these Commander decks that come out with the standard sets are horribly weak compared to, the Commander 2021 products, for example, that, I don't know, they even come out, yeah, it's November, they must have. I wouldn't know. I don't need wizards to build my deck for me, thanks, I'm an adult. Next up, Breath of the Sleepless. It's a 4-cost enchantment, in blue, of course, and you may cast spirit spells as though they had flash. Neat. That reminds me, Spell Queller. There's a PTSD for the day. Whenever you cast a creature spell during an opponent's turn, tap 1 or up to 1 target creature. Very nice, very nice. Next up, Sudden Salvation. It's a 4-cost double white instant, and choose up to 3 target permanent cards in graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn, which is very restrictive. Return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. You draw a card for each opponent who controls 1 or more of those permanents. So if you want to be a jackass and return a pure X card, like Endless One, and just drop it in for effectively 0, and then immediately get it killed, you get a card for that, which is hilarious. Next up, Storm of Souls. It's a 6-cost double white sorcery, and return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, but each of them is a 1/1 spirit with flying in addition to its other types, and then exile this stupid card. So, I mean, ETB effects, triggers, that kind of stuff, activated abilities, great. Literally anything else like combat capabilities, you're screwed, but this is a blue-white deck, so, I mean, come on. Next up, Priest of the Blessed Graph. It's a 3-cost human cleric 1/2, and at the beginning of your end step, create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of opponents who control more lands than you. Okay, so I mean, it could be 0, but it also could be a lot, and that would be hilarious. And if you wanted just a flood of spirits because you already boosted them or you're hitting in the air or whatever's going on, somebody's all almost dead, whatever, you could just withhold a couple lands and just refuse to drop them on your turn, just keep them in your hand. And they would just keep going off worse and worse and worse. Next up, Haunted Library, 2-cost white enchantment, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you may pay 1, generic. If you do, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. We get it, it's a Spirit Flood deck. Next up, Drog Skull Reinforcements. I wonder if it creates spirit. No, it actually doesn't. It has melee. Not sure that's new or not. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each opponent you attack to this combat. Okay, encouraging to split your attacks. That's, I guess, well, if you have an army of 1/1s and then you do 1 extra damage, you can split it to do double damage total. But I attack the person who's most tactically sound instead of pissing off the highest number of people. So other spirits you control have melee. Holy crap. So just attack everybody. And then prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to spirits you control. Holy crap, this guy's insane. Yeah, this is a good card. It's very specific, but it's a darn good card. Next up, Ethereal Investigator. It's a 4-cost blue 2/3 spirit with flying. And when it enters the battlefield, investigate X times, where X is the number of opponents you have. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. This ability triggers only once per turn. Just kidding, I wish. Wouldn't that have been fun? Next up, Disorder in the Court, aka the absolute sham of a trial I was watching today. Let's see, it's blue, white plus X, instant, and exile X target creatures, then investigate X times. Return the exiled cards to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So this is one of those, you target your own, you target theirs, you get an ETB, or you get, bought yourself a turn, depends on what you do and when, and yeah. Honestly, nothing too exciting. Next up, Timon, Youthful Geist. It's a 3/4 for 5, and partner with Rhoda Geist Avenger. Okay. Flying, and at the beginning of each combat, tap up to 1 target creature. Yeah, usually with the partner cards I've seen, one of them is complete crap and one of them is really good. But also, when it first came out, it's oh, well, obviously these go together or they don't, and that's that. Now you can partner some other stuff together. You can get a little more creative, you can mix it up a little bit. So you might not put in a strong one and a weak one, you might put in 2 strong ones. However, this only partners with 1 single card specifically. Here's the funny thing. Well, obviously, Rhoda Geist Avenger is the front card of the commander deck, except I'm lying, it isn't. It's Millicent, Restless Revenant. Yeah, I'd be restless if my name was Millicent. Anyway, it's a 7-cost, but not really, blue-white legendary creature, like I said, the front of that deck. 4/4, flying, but this spell costs 1 less to cast, generic by the way, for each spirit you control, which can get it way down. So whenever Millicent, Restless Revenant, or another non-token spirit you control dies or deals combat damage to a player, so either one, that's weird, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So it doesn't really do anything other than come out repeatedly, and it's only a 4/4 flyer. And I guess it's a spirit, so if you're boosting them, cool, but kind of a weak and disappointing commander. So let's skip to the actual Rhoda Geist Avenger, which is the partners with. It says partner with Timon Youthful Geist. Just kind of look at that artwork. Apparently it says Shoulder Geist. So it's a 4-cost 3/3 human soldier and vigilance. And whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, put a 1/1 counter on Rhoda Geist Avenger. So tap, 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 it gets huge. And this could be your co-commander. So pretty good alternative option to Millicent. I like that. Next up, we got Donal, I guess. I don't know. People have weird names here. Herald of Wings. It's a mythic, not that that means anything, legendary creature. 3/3 for 4, double blue. And whenever you cast a non-legendary creature spell with flying, you may copy it. Except the copy is 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Do this only once each turn. Yeah, I'd rather it stay a full-size Sphinx, actually. So, questionable. Very questionable. So next up it moves on to the Vampire deck, which is the only other one, but this video is getting kind of long and I'm very restricted on schedule today, so I've got to go edit this, get it uploaded, and go to bed, unfortunately. So the Vampire Remainder review will have to wait until tomorrow, so watch for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.